So on back with part 2, news and prophecy. All right. We just finished reading Jeremiah 51:11. To make bright the arrows, I took you to the definition of arrows, Merriam-Webster's dictionary, which clearly shows you it's talking about the missiles, the ICBMs, that thermonuclear fire, that beast of destruction. Okay, that's coming. This is all part of World War III, people, the escalation. Okay, started with the article. All right, that, again, Israel plans on striking Iran. All right. Regardless what the article reads and the headlines saying, without the Americans will be drawn into the war, people. And I'll show you that in a moment. Okay. So again, when it's talking about here, gather the shields, the Lord Yahweh have raised up the spirit of the king of the Medes, which is Russia. Okay. It's not Iran, it's Russia. For his device, the Lord's device, is against Babylon, is against America. Okay? Let's understand something. Ancient Babylon was not, I repeat, was not destroyed and left uninhabitable. How do we know that? That's modern day Iraq. Are people living there today? Absolutely. You understand? And you know that Iraq is not the one that goes around destabilizing nations. Okay? They're not the colonizers, are they? So, you have to know your scriptures, okay? You have to know circular history, okay? And if you know your scriptures, then you know who it's talking about, okay? The Bible's not going to have the word America in it. It doesn't need to, okay? It's coded, and it's coded for that purpose. If not, you wouldn't even have your Bibles, all right? So, they were overrun. Ancient Babylon was overrun by the Medes, by the Persians, okay? That's how, and they turned it into a providence, okay? So this is talking about the daughter of Babylon, okay? And we can prove that as well very easily here, okay? Because, again, the Edomites, all right? That's the Roman Empire, okay? And what you're living in is the revival of Rome, okay? You understand? All right? And again, you had Germania Major, Germania Minor, the French, the Spanish. Those are 5 fallen kingdoms. And I'm talking about during the time that, the Roman Empire was ruling. And John the Revelator was on the island of Patmos. You read this in Revelations, the 17th chapter. It gives you a parable. So again, you have to know your history. All right? So you have 5 fallen kingdoms again. Germania Major, Germania Minor, the French, the Spanish, the Greeks. Those are your 5 fallen kingdoms. Okay? And the Greeks were the first time Edomites coming into power. All right? So those are your 5 fallen. So the one that is, during the time John the Revelator is, writing this down, okay, and on the island of Patmos in his 90s, in the salt mines, is the Roman Empire. That's the 6th head. Okay? And then there would be a 7th. Okay? So eventually there would come a 7th, and he must continue a short space. That would be Britannia, the British Empire. Okay? The UK. All right? What comes out of the UK? Was not America started by 13 British colonies? Yes, it was. All right, so America is the 8th and final head of the Edomite beast system, the last leg and extension of the revival of the Roman Empire. There will be no 9th, there will be no 10th. Okay? You understand, people? Yahweh Shai's kingdom is being ushered in. All right? So that's to give you some understanding, all right, about that. Okay? So this is against America to destroy it. You understand? Destroy it. It'll be left uninhabitable, a desolation. Okay? Because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh for the vengeance of his temple. Who's his temple? The Israelites. The Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the biblical Hebrew Israelites. Okay? And this is according to the scriptures. All right? As well as in circular history. All right, this is about your bloodline, lineage, ethnicity, race, nationality, culture, and heritage. All right, so we're moving on, people. All right, give me a minute. This is Jeremiah 49 and 20. All right? Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he hath taken against Edom. Hello, taken against Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. Okay, that nation of people. All right? And his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman, which would be the German branch, okay, the Amalekites, all right? Surely, because they're the head tribe, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Draw who out? Draw America into World War III, and surely he shall make their habitations, their lands, desolate with them. Hello. You see that? You understand, people? All right, there it is in your faces. Give me a minute. All right, you know what? We'll end this here. We'll be right back with parts 3 and 4. Shalom.